Hi there! Very recently, in April, Xiaomi had launched their first mini LED TVs running the Google TV OS, which also, by the way, we had reviewed. Now, we have the same mini LED TV from Xiaomi running the Fire TV OS. Trust me, it's like a whole new experience. The apps feel snappier, the interface looks cooler, and we also have Alexa on board. So this time, we picked the 43-inch variant, which is priced around 32,000. I've been using this TV for about a week. We played lots of PS5 games on it, watched tons of movies, and it's been mostly pleasant. But it does have its downsides too. Let me share everything in detail so you can decide we should buy this or skip this. Let's start with the quick unboxing. So we have the standard orange brown box with Xiaomi branding. Some key specifications and supported apps are mentioned below. On the side are the manufacturing details, the contents of the box, and the MRP of 49,999. So inside the box we have the TV itself, then we have the safety notice and the installation guide, we have the power cord, then we have two stands, and though they're built of plastic, the quality seems really nice. Comes with this nice flat design and rubber at the base, which should provide a good grip on the table. 4 screws to fix the stands, 2 AAA batteries for the remote, and finally the remote. So we have seen this remote previously with other Xiaomi TVs as well, very similar. Only difference is right on the top here, instead of the Google Assistant, we have the Alexa button. So you press this to launch Alexa, you have the numbers, then you have shortcut keys for Prime Videos, Netflix, Amazon Music, apps, internet, live TV, D-pad for navigation, back button, home button, options button, volume up and down. It's overall really nice, simple and easy to use. So as usual, no wall mount bracket is included in the box. You can ask the technician to bring one if you plan to wall mount the TV. But remember, the installation is free, the wall mount will be chargeable. So we have fixed the stands and table mount the TV. The design is very clean, minimalistic with almost zero bezels. The frame is all metal, matte finish that looks quite premium. The lower bezel is also quite slim, comes with this raw texture finish, Xiaomi branding in the center and Fire TV logo on the right. Moving towards the back, again solid metal build, screams premium. Power port on the left and the input ports on the right. You have everything you need: optical, headphone jack, AV input, 3 HDMI ports, dual USB-A ports, antenna and Ethernet. So good things first. Now all ports are on one side, which makes it easy to access even when the TV is wall mounted. Now I'm not a fan of dual USB-A ports, but still it's not a deal breaker. Then all HDMI ports are HDMI 2.1 and one of them supports eARC for digital audio output. Let's have a quick look at the specifications. So we get a 4K QD mini LED display with 550 nits of peak brightness, VA panel with native 60Hz refresh rate, 2 GB RAM with 32 GB internal storage, filmmaker mode with HDR10 support, Apple AirPlay 2 support, 20-watt box speakers, and it's running the Fire TV OS. Alright, let's talk business. The display. So we get a QD mini LED display that gives you more control on the dimming zones, and this helps the TV produce high brightness levels and almost OLED-like deep blacks in the same frame. Check this out, blacks and whites, the contrast is genuinely impressive. The separation is what elevates the viewing experience when you're watching a dark scene. Check out the details, super crisp while deep blacks are so well maintained. This is a true test of a mini LED TV. The black levels are absolutely stunning. We also ran a quick blooming test. Though the panel is just 60 Hz, we didn't see any light trails or blooming issues at all. When it comes to the brightness, Xiaomi claims 550 nits. By the way, the 55-inch, 65 and 75-inch variants have 600 nits of peak brightness. I think those are pretty solid numbers. But how's the experience? Well, Xiaomi really tunes their TVs extremely well. The colors pop and the details really stand out. Thanks to the high brightness levels, the picture quality is genuinely impressive. The quantum dot filter provides stunning visuals and are a delight to watch. I know, not everyone is watching high-res 4K HDR content. For those who use set-top boxes that mostly stream HD content, well, that too looks crisp and vivid. The upscaling is really good. Even the smallest text is easily readable. Enjoy set-top box content to its fullest on the new Xiaomi TV. By the way, we also have MEMC support, so fast-moving content like watching sports feels a lot more fluid and clear. You can instantly notice the ball clarity when you're watching something like soccer or cricket. Talking about viewing angles, So VA panels usually struggle in this department, and yes, here too you can notice some shift in color and tones when viewed from an acute angle. Now, it's not that drastic, and most people might not even notice it, unless you're really pixel peeping. It's not a deal breaker for sure, but the center you sit, the better the viewing experience. So coming to the OS and the user experience, welcome to the Fire TV OS, and this is absolutely one of my favorite OSs on smart TV because it's extremely well optimized, so easy to use, and just works flawlessly. Check that out. Just the animations itself speak for themselves. Full screen carousel of recommended content right on the top. Then you have pre-installed apps like Netflix, Prime Videos, YouTube, JioHotstar, and there is an app store here. You'll find over 12,000 apps and games to download from here. Yes, huge collection. Anything that you can think of will be available here. Coming back to the home screen, another favorite part of the Fire TV OS is profiles. Yes. So when you come in here, you can see there are profiles. Now I'm going with the second profile in the family. Thing changes, like this is example. This is not mine. This is one of the family members. And of course the content is as per what they watch. So that's really, really cool. And then further down, you have your continue watching list. You have your next, recent. So smooth animations. Check that out. 60 FPS, very well optimized. Just love to use this OS and experience. So one thing to notice here with Fire TV OS is that it has all the possible apps that you get on the Google TV OS, which is great, but it lacks Xiaomi's homegrown patchwork. Now for most people, that's not a big deal at all, but I truly miss it. We also tested the Netflix app, works like a charm. Though I do miss that it lacks Dolby Vision support, but you still get HDR10 support, which does a really good job when it comes to dynamic range and colors. It looks so bright and punchy. Then we also have Filmmaker mode, which you can turn on from the quick settings. Now, the content feels more like how the filmmaker intended it to be seen. I highly recommend you try this out. It adds that extra layer of tone that makes it even more cinematic. Then if you're a fan of Prime Videos, there's no better place to stream from than Fire TV OS because it's their own. It's extremely well optimized, snappy, and the content starts streaming almost instantly. Though I do wish Prime Videos had better collection of content, at one time it was my go-to app, but now it's complicated. Moving on, we also get Apple AirPlay 2 support, so you can mirror your iPad, Mac, or even your iPhone to the TV screen. The animations are quite smooth with minimum delay. In fact, you can stream a video from your device to the TV and it plays flawlessly. Absolutely no lag or delay. So if you're already in the Apple ecosystem, AirPlay support is always handy. Now since it's running the Fire TV OS, we also get Alexa on board. For those who don't know, it's very similar to the Google Assistant we see on Google TVs. You can press the Alexa button from the remote, you can ask it for the weather, you can ask it general trivia questions like the height of the Eiffel Tower, or even ask it to launch a content from a particular app. My favorite part is if you have an Alexa smart home device, that too can be controlled directly from the TV. I know most of you would already have an Alexa speaker to do that, so it won't really matter, but still it's good to have that feature on board. Let's talk about gaming. So this 43-inch variant comes with native 60Hz refresh rate, and so do the bigger sizes. But those bigger sizes also have 120Hz DLG. At least that's what it shows on the spec sheet on the website. Now the DLG stands for dual line gate. It increases the refresh rate from 60Hz to 120Hz, which is ideal for console gaming like PS5. Now this 43-inch variant doesn't have it, but still we tested it with our PS5, and frankly it was so much fun. I mean, there might be a slight difference in smoothness, but still it didn't affect my gaming experience at all. If you're into casual gaming and you don't have the size to buy a bigger TV, then definitely you can still consider this 43-inch. Alright, coming to the sound. So we get 20 watt sound output. Time for a quick demo. Okay, so it sounds pretty good for 20 watt speakers. It also gets loud enough to fill a medium-sized room. Overall, it sounds very balanced. Good for listening to music and clear vocals, especially when you're trying to hear dialogues. There's nothing extraordinary here, but nothing to complain either. Alright, final thoughts, and I'll start with the cons. Well, this 43-inch variant skips 120Hz DLG, so that could be a deal breaker for gamers. but you can pick the bigger size if size is not a problem. Also, if I had to nitpick more, there's no Dolby Vision support, but again, it's fine. You aren't really missing out much. Let's talk good stuff. Well, mini LED display is the future. It's bright and dark at the same time while delivering vibrant picture quality. Then Fire TV OS is just such a joy to use. It's well optimized, there's no clutter and ease of use. Just those two reasons are enough to pick the Xiaomi FX Mini LED TV. It ticks almost everything. It's available in 43-inch, 55-inch, 65-inch and 75-inch. I'll share the links of all below in the description. If you'd like to buy one, you should definitely check it out. You buying from those links will not increase the price, but it will definitely help us support this channel. So do consider. I hope this video was helpful. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Until next time, cheers.